verse 58. Because there is that which is seized and that which seizes, mind rises in all beings. There are no such signs visible in the world as are imagined by the ignorant. The last few verses have been concerned with the mind and its foundations, those conditions which give rise to the mind. And the mind is driven by desire. Desire for certain conditions, certain objects. It's desire that is based on the belief in the reality of an external physical world. And in verse 58, mention is made of that which is seized and that which seizes, which seems to be somewhat more fierce than desire. It's quite important not to get moralistic about this and dismiss desire as a bad thing. What we're getting in this verse is actually a description of desire as the fundamental mechanism of consciousness. It's awareness that seizes something. I can say I'm aware of this video camera. What's the difference between saying that and between saying there is a video camera? In the second statement, awareness has disappeared altogether. It's awareness that seizes. It's awareness that seizes visible signs. And in that seizing, awareness disappears. And what is real is what awareness is aware of. And then this is how it carries on. There are only objects of awareness. But we drop the awareness and say there are only objects. Awareness is forgotten. This is seizing. This is when you seize something. You're grasping for something and your focus is totally on that thing. This is desire, grasping, seizing. And it's like a seizure, isn't it? In a seizure, everything contracts, spasms, and is completely lost. As spiritual practitioners, as enlightenment practitioners, as bodhisattvas, we turn around. We turn around from the object, from the apparent object, to the awareness itself. This is the practice, because, as it says in verse 58, all the things that we think are real are not what they seem to be, because they depend on awareness. This is what we need to do as enlightenment practitioners. Not only do we bring awareness back into the picture, we start appreciating how this is the reality of everything. Because without awareness, there can be no reality. We can hypothesize a reality, but even that hypothesis can only happen in awareness. Everything that we think of as real is exactly that. We think of it as real. It's a thought construct. It's a thought construction. Verse 59, there is the highest Alayavijnana, and again there is the Alaya as thought construction. I teach Suchness, the word here is tathata, that is above seized and seizing. So the Alayavijnana is this pure awareness. But within that pure awareness, there's stuff going on. There are images, ideas, notions. And without spiritual insight, we take these notions as reality. We take our thought constructions as reality. But the Buddha teaches suchness, tathata. And this is above seized and seizing. This is what I'm leading up to when I describe what we're aiming for as a sense of being. Suchness brings us a bit more closer to it than a sense of being. Suchness implies the bare isness, about which nothing can be said, only realized. And it's above seized and seizing because it is just simply awareness, this pure awareness, absolute awareness, which if it's aware of anything, it's aware only of its own nature, its own essential nature. So this is what we keep coming back to whenever we can. We all have lives to get on with, and we're not sitting here in some kind of perennial bliss. This isn't a meditation practice where you sit down and focus on this. It's something we have to take out into our daily lives. And again, this doesn't mean to say we're going to be going through our lives serenely blissful. I was talking to somebody last night who had done a few good meditations earlier in that day, but found himself a little bit short-tempered and in a bad mood later on. And he thought he should have built up enough meditation, whatever, to avoid that, but it doesn't work that way. We're going to get caught up in all the dramas of everyday life, and the chances are you'll feel them very acutely because you're sensitive to what's going on. If you're a spiritual practitioner, you're more than likely to be very acutely sensitive to what's going on. You'll feel it fully. And you might mentally remember the teachings, remember what you're trying to do, but all you can feel is the pain at the moment. Perhaps pain is all you can feel at that moment. But it passes, and at some point you can come back to suchness. And as enlightenment practitioners, we continue to relate more and more to suchness rather than the pains of everyday existence which can afflict us. Good luck.